Yeah.
Welcome to Joe's Atmosphere.
Cook your shrimp, please. All of a sudden, my shrimp pan is burning up like a smoke fest. Just
Our impulses are being redirected. We are living in an artificially induced state of consciousness that resembles sleep.
Oh, goddamn hacker, that second time tonight that asshole's cut in.
All right, boys and girls, it is time for State of the Atmosphere. We got a lot to talk about tonight. We got your weekly pop culture update, including a look at the new Joker trailer. We'll see what the guys think of that. Plus, we're going to be talking some Fallout. I hope you did your homework and watched Fallout, because we're going to have spoiler reviews of this show on Amazon. And we're going to talk about Civil War. All of that and more tonight on State of the Atmosphere. All right, it's time for State of the Atmosphere. I'm your host, Joe's Atmosphere. It's good to see you this fine hump day. And as usual, I've got a friend along with me. Knock is here, as usual.
Hello.
How you doing, man?
Fallout.
Fallout. It's all about Fallout, isn't it?
It's all about Fallout.
It's all about Fallout.
Yeah, I know it's one of my favorite times of the week. The week is halfway over with, and that's what this show represents to me. Is halfway through the week, nothing but up and getting ready for the weekend.
That's right, man. Getting ready for the weekend. Of course, that's when I work, but hey, I work the next 2 nights. But yeah, it's I got weekends off now too, but I don't have it off this weekend. We got a conference this weekend, so I get to teach groups all Saturday. So, but it's something I look forward to. Giving back to folks that have been in the same situation I'm in. So, but it's good to see you, man. We got a lot to talk about tonight, and yes, we're going to talk some Fallout, man. It was a great damn show. I got to tell you, I'm digging it. Looking forward to more of it. I hate that here's the thing I hate about these shows that are on the streaming services. They're always 6 to 8 episodes, right?
Mhm.
And I much prefer the network television days when there were like 20 in a season. That I'd love that. We're in the middle of let's see, Foxy and I bounce back and forth between The West Wing and The Walking Dead. We finished. We're almost done with the West Wing. We just started season 6, and there's only 7 seasons of it, but there's at least 22 episodes in every season. So there's a lot of stuff there. But anyway, let's say hi to the chat real quick. You guys know who the first one is in tonight. He always tries to get in here first, and he's the first guy.
There are some who call me Tim.
That's right. Tim's in here first. What's up, man? Good to see you. He says it's ape law that I must be here first. No doubt. It's good to see you, man. And we got somebody else backstage. It's Das Wolfen. John,
Hey.
I'm so glad you made it because when we get to the Fallout portion of things, I definitely want to know the thoughts of a fan of the games. So,
Did you actually watch it, John?
I got most of it done. I still haven't seen the last 2 episodes. I ran out of time.
that's cool, man. That's cool. We can talk about the first 6. It's cool.
So much right now.
Just take it easy on him, Knock. He's a working man now.
Swear to God, the whole weekend. My parents even watched it.
Yeah, his parents watched it.
They
Okay.
binged the
Beginning to
whole
end.
damn thing.
I also went to see Godzilla this weekend. So
That doesn't matter this week. There was one priority. We already know what Godzilla's for.
Yeah. Knock, I've got to send you something after the show. There's a lost dog in your area. So Tim is looking for any way you can spread the word about that. I'll give you the information afterwards. And, of course, we've got Comic Relief Crusaders. What's up, man? You're welcome to join us if you want to, man. You're in the group thing. And Wolverine, what's going on, man? Good to see you. What's happening? Let's get into this stuff. Let's see. He says it's a friend of mine's dog. Yeah, I'll let him know after the show, man. But anyway, we're going to start with our pop culture update, and that it starts as always with the weekend box office numbers. Let's see. I've got this here, and boom, there we go. I'm going to mute the sound for now until I use it. But yeah. Here we go. This is the weekend box office numbers. Civil War was number 1 with 25 million. Now, it's the biggest grossing movie for what is it? A24 Studios. That's the guys that made it. But 25, as we know, is not a really big number for opening weekend for a big budget box office thing. And we're gonna get into our thoughts on this one too. Did you get to see that one, John? Did you get to see it?
No,
okay. We're going to get into it here at the end of the show. But yeah, it was number 1, but not a lot of people went and saw it. Then Godzilla X Kong hangs on to the second spot, 15 million in its third week. Ghostbusters: A Frozen Empire has fallen off the map as I thought it might. It's only made 5 million, and Kung Fu Panda still hanging on, and Dune 2 still hanging on. So that's your top 5. But as you can see by those numbers, not many people are going to the movies. They're really not.
Those bottom 3 are all
Can you
available.
scroll it down a little bit,
right
Joe?
now.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Hang on.
You see the total gross?
Yeah, sure. Total gross for the top 5. We got what? Dune 2 at just a little over $250,000. And that's now we're talking, this is domestic box office, guys.
Right.
I
think it didn't make 700 mil. It's like right below 700 mil total worldwide.
I can look it up real quick for us. Worldwide.
I looked it up the other day.
Yeah, it's right here.
Right there, 685 million.
Yeah, it's not quite to 700.
This is one of the few that I had a chance to make $1 billion. We still don't have a $1 billion movie this year.
Nope. I don't know.
I only got one hope left now.
I'm kind of wondering if we're gonna have $1 billion movie this year.
If any movie, okay. So if
Deadpool,
any movie this
I keep
year,
forgetting Deadpool's coming out. Yeah.
If anyone has a chance this year, as far as I can see now, it's got to be that one.
Yeah,
it's got to be.
It's got to be Deadpool. Although we're gonna look at the trailer here in a little bit, but the Joker movie I'm kind of hyped for, man. That there's a lot of
it's kind of a niche
flying around about. But
there's not as much Joker's fans.
If you're a fan of the first one, this looks.
I get it, but that's niche as well.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you say it's niche. It made over $1 billion, man. So I mean,
Yeah.
A lot of people went to see it. Let's see. What is Comic Relief Crusader saying? He said, I would, but I have to get a quote for a client. Okay, cool, man. Cool. Tim says, it's April, so it will be low at this point. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people, they're just not going. Good to see you, Christian. Good to see you.
And we know what
Kristen
people
and
were
I
watching
will
this
be-
weekend.
What is it?
We know what people were watching this weekend.
Oh, yeah. We know what they were, and we're going to get into
Except
it.
for John.
Except for
What's this
John,
weekend?
right? No, he was watching it. It's just, he's busy, man. He's got a lot going on.
Oh, you're talking about Fallout.
Yeah. Mhm.
I watched all.
I'm not gonna give it up until you watch it, John.
He's expecting you to watch it
watched
right
most of
now.
it.
That means nothing.
But anyway, okay. The first article we got to look at this week is this one that's flying around from Forbes. I've seen this one on a couple of shows this week. They're talking about the Disney Star Wars box office profits fail to cover cost of buying Lucasfilm. Now, they give you all the numbers in here and everything. You know, they bought it for $4 billion from George. You know, and the movies, you know, didn't make that much. You know, but
Outside the first one.
yeah, well, the first one, yeah, okay. Go read the article on Forbes. I'm not going to break down all these numbers, but I will show you the profit and loss. It's not like they're not making money on it. They have a chart down here, okay? And as you can see, this is okay. The blue is Disney's box office share. That's how much money was brought in. Disney, and then red is Disney's net spending, and then green is Disney's net profit. Okay. And you can see only one of them didn't make any money, and it's Solo. And as Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers likes to say all the time, Solo lost money. Well, we know that. It didn't lose money. But that's what happens when you have two different directors do it. You know what I mean? So that was a fail if you ask me anyway. But there were some good things in that movie, but some of it, you know, a lot of it was kind of weird. But anyway, here's my thing about this headline and this whole article. It's really lengthy. It talks about how they made it where the old studio was, where the original was made, because they got tax breaks on it and stuff. You know, the UK gave them big time fucking credits for. I think they gave them like 25% of their budget for filming their back. Something like that, 25%. But here's the thing. They paid $4 billion for it, and they've got a net profit. It's just they haven't covered the entire $4 billion yet, but they've got it for good. They're going to make that $4 billion back. They're going to make that $4 billion back.
It should say ... yet.
Yet. It should say yet at the end of that headline.
Makes no sense. Who cares if it hasn't covered it yet? Who cares?
Yeah.
Like, what does it
I've heard
matter?
a lot of people talk about this.
That
and
makes
I'm like,
no sense.
You know, they've only had it 10 years. You know what I mean? So
no,
go ahead,
eventually it's going to be profitable, just like eventually solar's going to be profitable, but it takes a long time for it to get to that point.
Right. Right. It would be more profitable if they get back to making good movies. That would be great. You know,
yeah, I feel like this is almost that. I think they have a term for it. I think it's called investment.
Yeah,
I think that's what they were going for in this. It's a weird concept. I know.
The main thing they point out in this article though is that Disney's fudging numbers to their stockholders. Basically, is what they're doing. And like I said, go read the article yourself. I'm not going to go through all the fine details of it here, but that's basically what the article is about. How they're fudging numbers and trying to make it look like they've done better than they have. And I'm just like, when I read. You know, I hate these misleading friggin' headlines. You know, I was a journalism student as a young guy, and I hate these clickbait fucking titles. I really do. It's just stupid. Okay, the next
before you move on, Joe, I want to stick with the Star Wars just real quick.
Sure. Go.
Star Wars Outlaws.
Yeah,
I am leaning against not getting it.
Wait, that's a double negative. Leaning against not getting it.
I'm leaning against getting it. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. There you go. And
I'm sorry.
Tell me why that is.
Well, I don't know if you've seen the price tags for the games that are coming out.
Yes,
it's $70
I have.
for the standard, and then it's $109 for the season pass. A season pass on a fucking single player game is absolutely ridiculous.
Yes.
There should not be a game pass, a battle pass on a single player game. All right, and then for $129, you get an art book, a digital art book, which is by far the dumbest thing I've ever heard of for console gamers, or any kind of gaming like that, and a mission that's locked behind that paywall, an extra mission.
Wow.
And $129, and it's just I don't. So and that and the fact that I'm seeing way too many commercials about it, I know when there's way too many ads, it's not going to be as good.
Something's usually not very good, right? Yeah, when
So
they try and beat you over the head with it.
I think one, nobody should ever pre-order this, right? Because you're gonna get and you get 3 extra days before if you do the extra.
That's what a lot of people are bitching about. The fellow YouTubers in this space. Wolverine says Star Wars Outlaws is DOA, dead on arrival.
So I don't know if it's gonna be a good game. I like Ubisoft in general. As far as the games go, I don't. I know that for Assassin's Creed, they always talk about how it's hey anime, how it's it's going away from Assassin's Creed. But to be honest, I didn't care for original Assassin's Creed. I like the direction they went, that they took them. But so I like Ubisoft for the most part in their games. I like just going around the open world and stuff like that. But this one, I might wait until Black Friday.
And see some reviews, right? Because we've seen a lot of. I mean,
and I hate doing that, but for this one, $70.
Right? Now we watched the trailer together on this show, and it looks neat and everything, but we didn't see much gameplay, did we?
No,
we didn't see much gameplay at all, and that's never a good sign either. The big thing they've been talking about here lately in our space is, and this is. This is the guys that love to hate on things. Let's see. I'm bringing Jack Nicholson movies for our special show this week. Binging Jack Nicholson movies. Yeah. Jack is a great actor. I love everything I've ever seen with him in it. I've dug Anima, and you're going to have a good time with that show. It's great stuff. But the big thing they're talking about right now is how they've changed the looks of the model that
Oh, I did see that today.
Yeah, because she's fine as hell, and they've
gorgeous.
They've given her the crimson chin and all this other stuff.
They turned her into Jonas Quinn,
right? And so that's what they're latching onto. I really don't care about those kind of things because the guys making the games, they're going to do things to change things up. But the one that I really hated was, and I never really got into the games, but what's the one with the survival game that's kind of stealth with the girl in it? Forbidden.
Last of Us.
No, not Last of Us.
Definitely not.
It's a survival game. What the heck is the name of that game?
A different survival game.
Horizon Zero Dawn, right?
Oh, okay.
And then when they made Forbidden West, they made her kind of fatter and stockier and just really ugly, kind of.
Bubble face or whatever.
Yeah. It's this seems to be a big thing that they're talking about in video games lately. I mean, everybody's all hyped for Stellar Blade because it's got a fine ass chick in it, for once. And that I hate to tell you guys, that's not a Western game; it's a South Korean game. So they like pretty people over there.
Yeah, and who makes who makes Final Fantasy? And we showed them 2 weeks ago.
That's a Japanese company, isn't it?
Absolutely. So we're not making them.
They're not afraid of pretty people over there, no doubt. Okay, speaking of pretty people, this chick right here was pretty. I don't know how pretty she is now, but back in the day she was.
A lot of work
in her Baywatch days. But Pamela Anderson is joining Liam Neeson in Paramount's new Naked Gun movie that's supposed to be released next summer. I just
that's a no.
This is a no. Yeah, but I mean they tried to get the Pink Panther going again with a comic genius, Steve Martin, and that didn't fly. I mean, it's just look. Nobody is going to be able to fill Leslie Nielsen's shoes in that role. Nobody's going to be able to do that. No one will be able to do that. So no matter how much eye candy you put on the screen, it's not going to. Yeah, And Tomb Raider, they've done it to her too, apparently, from what I understand. I don't know how bad they've
Just
done
like
it to
nobody
her.
ever fill OJ's gloves.
Right. Exactly. No doubt. That's for sure. But yeah, this Pamela Anderson. Last time I saw her, she didn't look that great anyway. They're gonna have to use a ton of makeup on this chick. There's no doubt about that.
Spackle.
Yeah. Spackle. Get out the putty knife, bro. Is there just
Yeah, get out the trowel.
Oh my god. Oh, let's see. Tim says, I bet she will be playing the Anna Nicole Smith character. Could be, was Priscilla Presley in the first one or the second one? I don't remember.
I think she was in the first one.
I think she was in the first one. But anyway.
I haven't watched any of these.
Oh, dude. If you want to laugh your butt off, go watch the Naked Gun movies with Leslie Nielsen. You'll love them. They had a TV show of it. Which came first, the TV show? It was the TV show. The TV show was called Police Squad, and I think the first movie was called Naked Gun from the Files of Police Squad, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was the name of the movie.
Files of Police Squad. Yeah,
but it was a short-lived series. I think there was only like 6 or 8 episodes because they canceled it after half a season. But my God, it was funny, bro. And O.J. Simpson was in it. The running joke was he kept getting killed. Kept getting his ass kicked. It was funny as shit. It really was. But my favorite moment of that was when Dick Clark went to go see Johnny. They had the shoe shine guy that they'd always go see to get the information on the street, right? And there would always be a cameo after Leslie Nielsen would leave talking to him. Somebody else would pop up there, right? And this time it was Dick Clark from the American Bandstand. If you don't know who he is, Knock, he's the biggest DJ ever. Really, he was. He did America Top 40 and all that stuff. American Bandstand was what he was best known for. But anyway, he jumps up in the chair and he says, "Tell me about this new music, ska, Johnny." And Johnny won't. He goes, "I don't know anything about that." He hands him a 20 and he starts reeling off what this music's all about and shit. And then he goes, "Johnny, you got any more of that Fountain of Youth face cream?" He goes, "Yeah, right." He hands it to him. He lathers up his fingers, smacks it on his face. He goes, "Thanks a lot, Johnny." He goes running off because the running joke is Dick Clark never aged. You know what I mean? Until he had a stroke. He never aged. The guy looked like he was 20 his entire life. But yeah, watch those shows sometime if you want to watch something funny, Knock. Add that to your comedy side of your Knock list. You definitely, you'll laugh your ass off. Have you ever seen Airplane?
No.
It's the same kind of comedy. It's goofiness. Or Scary Movie. You ever seen any of those when you were a kid?
I've seen scary movies.
Okay, yeah. It's these.
In fact, they're trying to do a 6th one with the original cast.
Yeah, it's the same kind of comedy, man. Just spoofing shit. It's extremely funny stuff, and Leslie Nielsen's great at it. He's awesome. Okay, let's get going with the next article here. Apparently, it's the end of an indie era. Sundance could leave Park City as festival opens bid for new location. Utah resort town vows fight to keep it. And it's going to be in Park City, Utah for the next 2 more years, I believe. 26 is their last year there. But the event organizers have been trying to move this thing to New York for a little bit. They've been looking to move it for a while now, and they're not ruling out keeping it in Park City. So I guess there's going to be a bidding war for this thing. We'll see what happens. If you don't know what Sundance is, this festival was started by Robert Redford, I believe. Yeah, Robert Redford, and it's been going for 30 years now. And
he named it after Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
Right. That's where the Sundance comes from. And it's, if you have a good screening at Sundance, it really gets your foot forward come award season for the major films, and plus this is where the indie directors really get seen, is at the Sundance Film Festival. I've always wanted to go to it, but yeah, it looks like they're looking for a new venue. It's going to be interesting to see if New York can get it or not, or who gets it. Let's see. What's he saying? Do it live. The show had 6 episodes. Yeah, it did. Minister, what do you know about life after death? Oh, yeah. I wouldn't know anything about it. the minister gives Johnny a dollar bill bribe. You talking existential being or anthropomorphic deity? Yeah, Johnny knew everything, man. He knew it all. I'm telling you, that's a funny movie and TV show. Knock, you'd laugh your butt off. Okay, I got this story just from my man Das Wolfen. Hollywood's hottest free agents are the Kelsey brothers. Travis Kelsey will host a Prime Video game show, and Jason is being wooed by the NFL TV partners, and their New Heights podcast is on track to score a major distribution deal. So these guys, kind of like Michael Strahan, they're pretty popular. They're going to have a pretty good life after football, it looks like. Now, Kelsey's life after football hasn't started yet. I mean, he's still playing, but his brother's retired.
You mean Jason?
Yeah.
Kelsey is calling them both the same name. So.
Yeah, I hear you. But the which one is which one's the Eagle? That's
so
Jason.
Jason
right?
is the Eagle and
Jason's
Travis
the Eagle.
is the Chief.
Jason was at WrestleMania last week. He came out there in a
with,
luchador mask. Yeah.
with one of his other linemen.
Right. Two huge dudes. They messed up the bad guys in the Hispanic match.
Like
is what it was.
Whitworth,
Pretty funny.
I think, something like that.
What is it?
I think Whitworth, the other.
Yeah. Oh God, massive
other
dude.
player.
He was one of the tackles for him, right? Something like that. I can't remember, man. But dude, huge fella. He was towering over Jason. Good Lord, man. Made him look small. I was like, damn. But yeah, these guys are hot right now. And yeah, it looks like they're going to get a Joe Rogan type, probably not as big as Rogan, but they're going to get some kind of a distribution deal for their podcast. So that's a cool story. I always like to see guys do well when they're getting ready to leave the NFL. I was happy for Strahan when he got all the good stuff that he got going his way.
And don't forget, Joe, you have to mention it.
Yeah.
Travis and Tay are doing fantastic still. It's still
they
going
are.
strong.
Yeah.
So they were recently at Coachella together.
Mhm.
Tay wearing her New Heights hat and being protected by Travis. And there are
Mm-hmm.
millions of photos because people can't leave them alone.
Right.
But I'll never understand how paparazzis aren't classified as stalkers. But hey,
right. I mean, they got one celebrity I know of killed pretty much. That Princess Diana.
Yeah.
They were traveling at high speed trying to get away from the paparazzi and ended up getting in a car crash that killed both her and her boyfriend. So, I mean, yeah, it's really bad. But anyway, yeah, they're doing great. And I'm all for it. Go for it, guys. They're young. They're having a good time. You know how these things go. It's a celebrity relationship. It's going to run its course. They won't be together 10 years from now, guys. They won't. Okay. I'd love to see it go further than that and everything, but most of them don't last that long. They really don't. There's not many like Michael Douglas and Catherine Zeta-Jones. There's not many of those, you know what I mean, that stick together through thick and thin. It's just, you don't see that very often. But anyway, I had to share this one. This is the last article I have for the pop culture update. I saw this and it just cracked me up. Why this guy is not the richest dude in Hollywood right now, I do not know. Check out this headline. Henry Cavill's James Bond trailer gets 2.3 million views despite being an AI fake. 2.3 million views. And I've got it right here so we can watch it.
People want
the thumbnail. I got to tell you, the thumbnail for it is just crazy looking. It really is. Hang on. I'll bring it up in just a second. I've got to switch some things here. Hang on.
People want James Bond to be a real man again.
Yeah. And they want him to be British, and Henry Cavill, everything he touches turns to gold. I think Knock just said that he just got done watching the newest one with him in it. And he's got one coming out this weekend that I don't know if you guys are interested in seeing that one, but I'm interested in seeing it.
I have
You
no
said-
more excuse now.
Yeah.
I'm an AMC A+ member now.
There you go. You better go see it, man. You
Yep.
better go see
I
it.
can go see 3 movies a week.
There you go.
After you watch a certain show.
After you're watching certain show, damn it. And don't forget about it, man. Don't forget about it. Okay. Let me get this set up here. And I'll show you the thumbnail after we're done with it. But this is now, guys, this is an AI fake. This is just a concept trailer, but it's got 2.3 million views in like 4 days. It's crazy. This is absolutely nuts. Check this out, man. Oh, and Jed's here. What's up, Jed? How are you, man?
Fuck me. I thought it was going to start at 5:30.
5:30 my time.
I know. I fucking bad at time. You know this.
It's all right, man.
Yeah, it only starts at the same time for the last year. There,
Every
Yeah,
week
I
for
know.
the last 2
literally
years.
no change to the time
Yeah, I
ever
know.
for the show.
Okay.
I'm a fucking idiot.
It's all right.
You didn't
We
talk
love
about
you just the
Fallout
same.
yet, did you?
Not yet, man.
Okay.
That's
Yeah, we did.
that's-
We're already done. Sorry,
Oh, fuck
Jed.
off, you know.
We're ending. We're actually ending early. We've already been on for 2
But
hours.
I will tell you this. Remember this now. John has seen everything but the last 2 episodes. So
Ah,
let's-
shit. So I can't see what was in the last episode.
Right,
just
right, Jed. I
relax.
feel your pain, Jed. I've
Oh,
already.
did you? I know
Trust
you feel
me.
my
Trust
pain.
me, Jed.
You know what
Trust
we
me,
saw.
Jed. I've already given them all the shit for it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here we go. This is a concept trailer for a giant James Bond movie with Henry Cavill and Margot Robbie. Check it out.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yes, please.
Hope there's
We got
sound.
no sound.
Hey, Wolverine,
Oh,
what's
there
up,
we go.
dude?
There's sound.
We are not like the others. We can have much more than anyone else.
Dude, that
Yes.
looks good.
Him as
Sorry.
Bond is like,
That looks good, man. That looks
Yeah.
really good. I'm sorry. I'm a homer for Bond, dude. I love it.
yeah.
The world
Like,
is too small
The world is
for
not
us.
enough.
Hello,
Go-
James Bond.
What makes you think this is my first time?
That's a line in a Bond movie.
I just want to remind you. That I never miss.
Hell yeah, brother, let's go!
That's badass, isn't it? Isn't it awesome? I never miss, he
Sorry,
says.
Is this Fast and the Furious or no? This like
Dude, let me
generic.
tell you something. That
Let's
is
go.
awesomeness right there.
Yeah,
That's what
let's
you
go.
call awesomeness right there.
Yeah.
It really is. Hang on a second. I've got to pause this and get this where I can show you the thumbnail for it. Hang on. I may have to back up a little bit. Damn it. Where is it? Okay, there it is. All right, it's stopped now. Here you go. This is what that's what the thumbnail looks like. Now it's clearly AI generated. Anybody that looks at this can tell because look, his shoulder is in a position like he's got 2 hands. Where's the other hand? Where is it? Where is it?
At least he
Blown
doesn't
off.
have like fucking
And,
five.
and Margot
fucking-
Robbie does not have a rack that big. I'm sorry, she just doesn't. So you know.
No, we saw her. Like, yeah. Girl, she'd be padding it. Like,
But-
okay.
But this thing's been out 4 days and it has 2,386,000
Yeah.
views.
Because her Bond girl, him Bond, that's like
Come
throw
on, bro.
the money right at
That
you.
I feel like
Shut
this
up
is,
and take my money now, right?
I
That's
I
it.
feel like this is
Please.
I feel like this is what the writer's strike was worried about.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
This
yeah,
is it right here.
This is what
AI.
they were 2.4 million.
Yeah.
yeah. Shut up and take my fucking money, okay?
right now. Make Cavill James Bond.
Yeah, I've been wanting him to be Bond. Like,
Yeah, Wolverine says,
Yeah.
dude, that was badass. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was.
The problem is he's too old.
yeah,
Oh.
he is leaning towards the old side. But you know what?
okay,
Roger
Moore
Moore wasn't
was
young when he
old.
took, yeah, he wasn't young when he took over the party.
Moore wasn't young when he took over.
No, and that was a mistake. That was a mistake. He played the character way too long.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, he did. And matter of
They
fact,
need to tap somebody that they can get several movies out of
Like
Right.
Tom Holland.
Pierce
15
wasn't.
years.
Pierce
Well, you know what the
wasn't
latest
Tom Holland
rumor
is
is
English,
that,
just saying.
what's his name? Andy Taylor Johnson? Is that his name?
Yeah.
Like, the guy that played Kick-Ass?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're talking about him right now.
I would have no complaints with that one.
I think
he can do a
they're
good job.
waiting. I think
Yeah.
they're waiting to see how Craven does later on this year.
I think that'd be
With
crazy
him-
if they had him and they had Hit Girl.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Was it
have Hit
Chloe,
Girl be the
what's her
fucking
name?
Bond girl. Oh my god,
That'd be pretty
that
funny.
would be funny. That would be funny.
I mean,
man. That
she's
really
pretty
would.
girl. So, you know,
She is pretty. Yes, she is. I didn't. I got a couple of episodes into that. I can't remember. Was it AMC or FX that put that last show she did out?
Mhm.
It
I
was
thought
kind
like
of a
Prime
Matrix.
or Netflix. I know what you're talking about. I can't remember
Yeah,
what the name of it is. I think
I
it's
just
like
couldn't
Netflix
get
or Prime
into it.
because I don't have those other ones.
It was
was
a
okay.
Matrix feel kind of show.
Yeah,
and-
she does. She goes into like these. It's kind of like what's that Bruce Willis movie where the Surrogates or something like that?
Yeah.
it
Isn't
was
that kind of
called
chair?
Peripheral, right, or something like that.
I think that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I watched like the first episode. It seemed okay. I wasn't in the mindset for it, so I might go back to it someday. But yeah, I know. It didn't look bad. Kind of like
Yeah.
Ready Player One.
He was
Bullet-
bossum in Bullet Train.
Bullet Train
I
was
need
an
to watch
awesome-
Bullet Train. That's one that slipped
It
through
was
the
pretty
cracks on me.
good. Bullet
Yeah.
Train was pretty good.
Oh,
That's the one
dude,
with
Bullet
Brad
Train,
Pitt, right?
I've watched it like 5 times. That's how
it's
good it is.
Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
He's in it, and I heard it was good. I just haven't.
I
that's one
do
of the
remember
ones
that.
slipped
It
through
was
the
pretty
cracks.
good. It's definitely worth a watch.
bro.
Yeah.
I don't know about
Okay.
5 times, but
I do
definitely.
have one thing I want us to look at as a team. It came out last week. Those of you that don't know, we didn't have the show last week because we had really bad weather down here, and the internet was spotty. The power was on and off, and I was building an ark because Jesus, my backyard was underwater. So we got a foot of rain in 2 days. It was ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
Did you get any of that? John, you're a couple of states above me. That front didn't drag any of that up to you. It
Nope.
just
We got
dragged it to
hail.
us, huh?
We got hail. in
Did you?
Virginia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I know-
anyway,
And I was
I know
driving
Florida
around.
got some of it.
this
too.
came out last week, and I wanted to get everybody's thoughts on it because I'm kind of hyped for this movie. It's Joker 2. We're going to take a look at the trailer for it that dropped
Dude,
last
I
week.
just hope it's just not all her singing the whole movie.
Well, this is, and we're going to get into it, but let's watch the trailer first, okay? And
Okay,
then we'll
okay.
talk about it, okay? Hang on. Let me get this thing up here. Make sure the sound is on. Okay, we're good to go. Here we go.
Wait. She's not Quinzel?
Right. That's the first thing I noticed.
You-
The
you-
first
you-
thing I noticed was she's not the psychiatrist.
She's not
a
Quinzel.
fellow inmate,
Yeah.
right?
They
That's the way
already,
it looked. Now, hang on. We're going to
they
finish
already
this.
fucked up right off the bat.
Wait, Jed. I don't think it's a fuck up. Just hold your thought, man. You've seen the first one, right?
Yo, I loved it.
So, okay. So,
I actually haven't watched the first one all the way through.
or you haven't? Okay. Well,
I'm going to. I will. It's like been one of those.
it's a
things
hard
where
movie to watch, man. It is. It's tough.
I never have trouble watching a show or movie.
Yeah, I've
It's
seen
just,
it like
I
3 times.
I just lost interest during it. Like I said, sometimes it's just I'm not in the mindset for certain things.
Okay, so we noticed that she's a fellow inmate, right?
Mm.
But let's keep going here. Here we go.
Use music.
There it is, man. Now
So
we're
he-
getting to. Now it's looking like a Joker movie,
Yeah,
right?
no, it looks
You
like
know-
he broke out. Yeah.
I don't understand the need to modernize older music to put a few
No.
bass lines
That is
on
actually a cover by Tom Jones.
it.
That song was
sounds
sung
modernized.
many years ago. Well, at first
Well, I know
was
the song's
released-
been sung, but
Yeah.
the way they're doing the cadence and the rhythm and the tempo on it
Yeah,
is,
I got
is
you.
modernized,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
which I
think
don't
they're-
care for at all.
Right. And it's probably done for atmosphere when the song's played. I don't know for sure. I can't speak to it, but it's working for me. I dig. Yeah, I like the look. Hang on just a second. Let me run this back. Right about there.
Who's the director for this?
Same guy, Todd Phillips. Same dude.
Did you
Same
notice
one.
they had Tom Jones or whoever as a mix? The mix
Yeah.
of the voices there.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, I like that look. That looks pretty cool. That looks really cool. Let me just pop it back just a second. You clearly see these air holes right there. One of them is in prison, the other one's not.
Yep.
So I'm sitting here thinking, remember in the first one, God. Plug your ears. Knock.
Yeah, plug your ears now.
You
Plug
go.
your
You
ears,
go ahead.
Knock.
I'm gonna watch it. It's my fault. I haven't watched the whole thing.
Okay. Well, he has a relationship with a woman in his apartment the entire movie until you find out he didn't at all. It was all going on in his head, right? Maybe she is his psychiatrist and the relationship's going on in his head again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I don't know.
last-
Yeah, the ending is pretty cool. I'm sorry, guys. After seeing this, I'm hyped to see this movie. Now,
I
word
just don't
is-
want it. I just don't want to turn into a Buffy musical. Yeah, that's
Right,
Ugh.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you. I hear you. Let's
I
see.
mean, I want to see Sweeney Todd.
Right? The film they are showing is One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, for sure.
I've seen that.
Yeah, it's a great movie. Did I hear a cat? I don't know if you heard a cat in there or not, but I'm hyped for this because of what I was just talking about. I knew Jed was going to say, "Wait a minute, she's in
Yeah,
there with
me
it?"
and you were on the same thought.
Exactly.
pattern right there.
But in that last scene, clearly she's, and who knows when that happened in the movie or not, so maybe she is a psychiatrist. You know what I'm saying? I
That's
don't
the reason
know, man.
why when the minute that I saw they were sitting there and he's like, "Want to go out?" and then it looks like a lot of that's going to be in their heads.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, clearly when you saw her dancing in the wedding dress and everything, yeah, that's
Hotel
definitely
Arkham,
right. Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, I'm hyped for this, man. And the word is there's 15 songs in it.
Yeah.
So, that's a good 45 minutes worth of music.
What do you
if
think?
you just
I
do 3-minute
said
songs, right?
Yeah. That's the reason why I
So-
said I'm scared.
Well, I mean-
like I remember back in the day when they said there's going to be a musical episode of Buffy.
Yeah.
They didn't say the whole episode was just going to be songs. I was kind of pissed about that. I was
Yeah.
like, come on, have some
Mhm.
songs in there. Fucking just, chill out with it.
Well,
Hey,
you know,
Kaylee, good to see
based
you.
on what based on that commercial there,
Mhm.
it was a talent show. Maybe it's a
Mhm.
sing-off.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I
right?
was wondering. Hang on.
Who knows? I mean, but what I'm saying is the way it starts is definitely not the way it finishes. We're definitely, it's not going to take place wholly with him in jail. He's going to get out. There's going to be some mayhem. It's clear that when she drags her fingers across her face, it's blood she's doing that
Yeah.
with. So yeah, if the first movie is any indication, there's going to be some
Yeah.
gruesome stuff in this flick. So
Uh,
I'm looking forward to it, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I picked up her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I see you. I remember
That's the
you.
reason why I disappeared.
Yep. But anyway, so what do you think? Good? Not good? What do you think?
I'm gonna wait and see how. I'm gonna wait for reviews.
But this hasn't turned you off of it, right?
Not 100%. No.
No, I agree with John. I want to see more before I can give the almighty hammer sledge down.
Well, the good thing about Todd Phillips, though, he's not going to tell you about his movie.
No, he ain't gonna say shit.
Before you see it, you're not going to know what it's about and what's going on. You're not going to know. So that's the good thing, right? But anyway,
I'm just a little tired of all the deconstruction. Every movie now is a deconstruction. Of
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
And
Let's
it
get back
doesn't
to
need-
making a good story and just doing some cool shit. That would be cool if you ask me.
Yeah, I'd say that too.
But I'm a fan of that first movie.
First movie, I've seen it 3 times, Joe.
Yeah,
so,
I like that first movie. I did.
Yeah.
It's not something I watch every day.
No.
But I think it's a really good. If nothing else, it makes a statement about mental health treatment in this country. It makes a big statement about that.
Yeah.
And I think, and I agree with what I saw in that movie. It's not paid attention to the point we got people picking up guns and shooting up schools and stuff over it. I mean, it's just, if we had better mental health care in this country, we'd have a lot less of that shit going on. But and it makes the Joker somebody that you tend to root for in some instances, but you still can't back him in some of his plays, like what he did to De Niro in the first one and everything. It's just
Oh no,
yeah,
I was
you
rooting for
can't
that.
back that. Yeah. Well, I mean,
He
we're
kinda
talking
brought
about
it
the
on
character in
himself.
the movie, not that dude. But yeah, so
The character kind of brought it on himself the way it was.
right, he was kind of patronizing him and everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
but still, we can't have people blowing people away on national television, man. No,
Yeah,
we
I
can't
know.
do that. That's not cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next thing we got to talk about is what everybody's talking about, and for good reason. It's time to talk about some Fallout, boys and girls.
Come
I
out to the
currently,
Fallout.
right?
I do want to
Currently-
bring up one point on this
Okay.
that I saw, and I think it was on Drinkers or somebody's one of them,
Okay.
that the girl that plays the main lead, before she would even did anything, she went and played Fallout 3,
Yes, she did.
New Vegas, and Fallout 4, so
Yes,
she
she
could
did.
understand.
Yeah.
Not like all these fucking idiot actors that are out there right now that just don't
Absolutely,
go
she gets major
You know-
brownie
you
points
know-
from
you know
our
what's
entire
funny?
community.
Yeah.
Two things on that point there. Two things I got to mention for that. One, she thought you could just Google it and play it. I thought that was funny. And two, Walton Goggins didn't watch shit.
Yeah.
So literally, Jed, you're saying that the idiots that don't watch anything, that was Walton. That was
he's
the ghoul.
he's a good actor though. He's a very
You
good
just
actor.
said the fucking idiots that don't watch it. You literally just said him, and he says it in his interview. I purposely didn't watch it. So don't you back talk. Don't try to backtrack now.
But
Jed.
no. That is look in our geek sphere. Look, the classic example people always bring up is the guy that was the voice of Batman in the animated series.
Yeah,
he knew nothing about Batman. Yeah. Tell me his name again, guys. I always have. That's it, Conroy.
But
I always have a senior moment when it comes to his name for some reason, because all I can think of is that's Batman's voice. I can't even think of the actor's name.
After he became Batman, he soaked in everything he could.
As much as he could, because he didn't know anything about the character. He didn't, and it gets points from us, because the more you care about it, the more we think it's gonna be a good thing. Like Cavill walking away from The Witcher because he didn't like them staring away from their source material. He didn't like it, and that's why he walked away from it. So they do get credit for that. Knock. I understand where you're coming from with that. Jed does come off like a little bit of a pop culture terrorist.
That was his name. He gave me that name about a month ago.
I thought he made a good point though, because he did mention it, and he was like, I didn't watch anything, but I felt like it was good to have someone that didn't know anything about it. And it brought a different perspective, which I find hilarious, because that's what people are getting on Disney about.
Right.
Yeah. When it comes to Star Wars, where they're hiring people that don't know. Would you
please get somebody that knows Star Wars?
Now, and I will preface this by saying, hold on, by saying that in Fallout they had people that actually knew what they were talking about, whereas Disney gets a lot of Star Wars people that don't fucking know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
So there is a little bit of difference. And then they add to it by getting people that don't know anything about Star Wars. So they kind of compound it, whereas Fallout did it right, where they had the main people that were working it, controlling it, writing it were Fallout fans, and then had a few people that weren't.
Yeah.
And that was just actors. They're just doing their job. They're actors.
Yeah.
That's why there's only a few lore issues.
Yeah, I agree with John.
A couple of them are pretty major.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and let's go ahead and give our perspectives on this. I have never played Fallout, know nothing about the series. The only thing I know about is what my stepson has told me about it.
Mm-hmm.
He told me that I would love it because they do have a lot of history involved in it.
Oh yeah.
And things like that. So I've thought about playing it in the past, and it's just one that fell through the cracks on me. I just didn't play that one. I didn't know anything about it.
Bro, if you
now, Knock, you've played it, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. Jed, you've played it, yes?
Every single Fallout game.
Okay. You would you say you're an Uber fan?
Yeah, I'm one of those.
I know John is. John has shown me the base. Which one did you show me that one day? Was that Fallout 4 that you showed me your base on?
That's 76.
Oh yeah, that was Fallout 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wait, you can build in 76 and Fallout 4, so you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Fallout 76 is limited on your
Your
because it's an
build
online
is.
game. You're limited the amount of stuff you can build.
Yeah.
So these guys have played it and I have not.
Yeah.
Okay. But let's get to a couple of things first. First, the Rotten Tomato scores are very good on both
Through the
sides
roof.
of the aisle. 94 for the critics and 88 for the audience score. So yeah, people are liking this show. Now, I have heard some of the hardcore pop culture terrorists, I would call them, aren't liking some of the lore breaks in it. And John, maybe you tell us what some of these major
I'll have
changes
John
are?
explain it better than I
Well, first of all, let's talk about Walter Goggins' Ghoul.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who I think is the best character in the fucking show, by the way. I think he's awesome.
I think Walter Goggins is a fantastic actor, and he does a good job with the character.
Yeah.
I don't like the character personally.
Mm-hmm.
I have, because I don't know. I was looking for somebody maybe a little more heroic, not basically another villain.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't know that he's a villain though. I mean, and you haven't seen the last two episodes.
Yeah, I haven't. So I'm reserving
Right.
judgment for there.
Yeah.
Now, the whole thing about the chemical that he's taking that supposedly prevents becoming a feral.
Yeah.
That doesn't exist. That's made
No,
up.
it doesn't. I called bullshit on that when I did see it. So.
All right.
Well, it's basically so that is true. That is a lore that we never heard of in the Fallout universe, where they have to keep taking some sort of drug to not turn feral. That is supposedly new lore.
Yeah, that is new.
But I can forgive them for that.
The other major lore break is the fact they nuked Shady Sands, which never happened.
Yep.
Okay.
I was pissed about that.
It doesn't fit at the time frame when this show takes place.
Mm-hmm.
Which is after everything.
Yeah,
they say it's after Fallout 4, but you see a lot of shit from 3 in Vegas in there too.
Well, yeah, but 3 in Vegas happened before Fallout 4.
Yeah, I know.
Timeline wise. Now the thing is, in Vegas, you don't actually go to Shady Sands, but there is stuff coming from Shady Sands.
Yep.
That's where the president's flying in from, because that's the capital of the NCR.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So, this nuke supposedly happened 5 years before Fallout New Vegas takes place.
Yeah, and I was like,
so what's real canon? Is it Fallout New Vegas, or is it this? Fallout New Vegas predates it. The only problem with it is it's not actually a Bethesda property. It was done by Obsidian.
But I would say there was a big hole in the ground. Okay, there's nothing that's saying the president couldn't have lived from being somewhere else. Is one thing. So basically, when you look at Shady Sands, you just see that big hole in the ground. We don't get any real lore from that area in the other Fallout games. I don't believe there's enough to say that they may have gotten supplies from that area. It wasn't necessarily from that hole in the ground that now exists in the canon. So I don't see that being a big lore thing that they need to overcome.
No,
personally.
Well,
I feel like the having to take the drugs was a little bit more interesting.
Yeah, there's a scene.
I can actually handle that more than Shady Sands personally. When you go changing something that's directly contradicted by what happens in another place, that's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
See, I don't think
this
it's
drug. This drug. Well, I say it does. So, and in my opinion, it does.
Yeah.
This whole thing with the drug, it could be something new. Personally, I don't think, because so far they haven't come out and said, they've implied that that's what it is, but they haven't come out and said it.
But even still, like, we don't know what the ghouls do on their own times in the games, right? We're not always watching what ghouls are doing in the game. So you can't say they didn't do it.
Are they pretty much NPCs in the game?
I mean, you
Yeah,
get
yeah.
side characters, you get
You got companions that are
companions,
ghouls.
yeah, and then ghouls are just
The thing
they're just
about
beings.
the thing I think that they were trying to do that maybe, like I said, there's all this talk about this chemical that's supposed to retard becoming a feral.
Yeah.
That, like I said, so far that hasn't been explicitly stated. However, what is lore, what is truth is a lot of ghouls are drug addicts because it takes so much drugs for them to feel anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
That they go through tons of, that whole scene after,
that line he says when she tries to trank him is just really funny.
After Lucy's laid waste to Snip and the chop shop.
Mm-hmm.
When he goes in, if you see him, he's like licking the cocaine off he's taking all the pills, he's licking all the cocaine, he's trying to get all the drugs.
Yeah.
So I don't think unless they come out and say that that's what it does, I don't agree with, even though that's like the current consensus is that's what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it's just a potent drug like Ultrajet.
Right.
Because that's Ultrajet is in the game. In fact, the lore behind Ultrajet is it was made by a ghoul because regular jet didn't work on it.
Gotcha. Okay.
Now, Joe, I do want to put this into perspective a little bit.
Sure.
This to me is somewhat nitpicky because the TV show is not beholden to the lore at all.
No,
they could have done.
But...
They could have done a whole Disney and just said, "Fuck everything that you guys believe," and we'll do away with it. Yeah. In this show, they stuck to it better than anyone ever imagined.
Really,
these are two instances of to me these are small change things to complain about as far as the overall arching story and
for some people they're big though. John is not the first one to voice concerns about it that I've heard that's played the
I'm sure there's always going to be nitpickers. You can't make, there's literally an impossible to make everyone happy. You just can't. So
well, here's my deal. I got now you three have played the game. I'm going to give you my perspective on it here in a second, but I do want to point out something that me and Knock were investigating before the show.
Yeah.
The show is doing one thing really well for this franchise, and it's getting people to play it again.
Yeah, I know.
Everybody is playing it all of a sudden again. If you look here, there are currently 13,500 people watching people play Fallout 4 right now. Fallout 76 got this is current on Twitch right now. And Knock brought up the Steam numbers. Tell us about these Steam numbers, buddy.
Yeah, so this is the concurrent players right now playing a game on Steam. And as you can see, look at what's in the top 10. Fallout 4 has got 89,000 people playing it right now on Steam. Just Steam. This doesn't. Whenever we ever see these articles for this stuff, because Steam is like the easiest one to look at and see the numbers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It never includes the consoles generally.
No,
right.
And so this could be doubled, probably tripled, depending on how many people have the console. I have a PS4, and a PS5.
Yeah, I have
an
Xbox Series X.
So this is just Steam, and this is including the other PC, platforms.
Right.
Kind of thing.
No, it doesn't include.
Go ahead, John.
GOG. It doesn't include.
Yeah. And here's top 25.
Game Pass.
Yeah, and I know this
right here.
on Xbox. They're having a sale. They are selling every single Fallout.
Dude, have you seen how cheap these things are on Steam?
Yeah,
New Vegas is like $249.
$2.
Yeah, but it's with all the DLC and everything.
That is crazy.
And then what I thought was hilarious is you can look at these, right? This goes back to the last 30 days, right? This list.
Yeah.
And you can see all these consistent, right? And then for Fallout, Boom.
Yeah,
Nobody
look at
was playing it.
Here's April
No.
10th.
shooting
April
through
10th,
the moon.
and then
Yeah.
April 11th, the next day it came out, and then the weekend, going into the weekend.
All of a sudden, it's jumped up
It
to
just, it's
5
insane. You don't see
million
that with any
fucking
of the other
hours
games.
played.
They're all
Yeah.
consistent except for this one that was boom right after that game comes. That's the funniest stat line I've seen. So I think it's amazing that what that show has done for
It's
it.
great.
And
I mean, I tell you what, there's a big movement right now for people to play retro games, man. They're playing older games because the new shit that's coming out sucks.
we already
It
discussed
sucks.
it. You got
Yeah.
Star Wars Outlaws coming out with 4 different price points, and
Right.
most of them are over $100.
Yeah,
For
and
shit.
fuck that
For
game.
shit.
Just saying it
So,
right now.
and I'm a
Yeah.
huge Star Wars fan, and I really want to play it because I love Star Wars and it's open world, and I love me some open world.
But
games.
they want too much for it. They're too proud of
It's
that
just-
shit. Yeah.
I
no doubt.
And we all know that with a single player game, once it's
Mhm.
Black Friday, it's $25.
Yep.
So
I want to go over the characters. Lucy, I love. Guess what?
She's
Hang
awesome.
on, real quick. I want to talk to the people over at Disney. This is a girl that has a hero's journey, boys and girls. She doesn't know
Right.
everything. Okay,
And we love
she
her.
doesn't know everything.
Wait, there's
Lucy,
character
love
development.
her.
Wait, there's character development. In
There's
this? This is
character
crazy.
development in female
This is
characters.
crazy.
And we
Wow.
actually love her too. You fucking idiots at Disney, open your fucking eyes up.
Okay, now remember when we get into this discussion now, I don't want you spoiling anything for the last 2 episodes for John now, okay?
Yeah, I don't want to
Because he hasn't seen them yet.
Yeah,
But
I know.
we can definitely talk about these characters.
Yeah.
I love her journey. I think she's fantastic. She's
It's sad how
she's my
she went
second-
out, though. It's so sad.
What is it now?
It's so sad how she went out, though. It's such a shame.
Dude, knock, would you shut
Terrible.
He's so bad, man.
Everybody
Everybody knows who
Look at John's face. John's just like, I will kill you now.
How are they going to have season 2 without her? Okay, so I love this character. I think she's great. The next one we look at is Maximus. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of Maximus. I don't think he's. I mean, yeah, I
look,
understand.
E. Clay said Goosey.
Goosey.
Yeah.
What did he say? Lucy, I think you mean Goosey. There you go.
You know, I
No,
did.
it's
I can
Goosey.
kind of see where this is probably the least favorite of the 3.
Yeah.
But one, I loved all the characters, so this is like the lesser of the 3. Is kind of like
Yeah, he's
I
the
agree
lesser of
with
the
Mark.
3.
worst
I
of
agree
the
with
top 10 football teams, kind of thing.
Right,
you know?
exactly. Yeah, there you go.
But and 2, I've been watching a lot of interviews. He's full on into the Fallout lore.
Is
Yeah,
he? Okay.
yeah,
He loves
yes.
it, and that
Well,
that
this is
makes
the
me like
thing
him
about
even
the
more,
character
so.
that I don't like. He's not very noble, man. I mean, he wanted to be this knight and everything, but wow,
He's a chaotic good.
he's taking
He's that middle
chaotic
ground
good.
guy. He's
Oh,
that middle
okay.
ground guy. Yeah. So you got Fallout is all about, you got the good knight, white knight.
Mhm.
You have the questionable character, and then you got the one in the middle that's very like neutral and doesn't really pick sides.
Yeah.
And that's kind of
Well,
his thing.
The thing about the Brotherhood of Steel is they're not really the good guys.
Nope.
Yeah, I was fixing to say I'm getting that feeling. I'm getting that feeling
They're
that
not
they're
the
not
bad guys
the good
either.
guys.
They're not
Okay.
the bad guys though. They're not the bad guys.
Bethesda has a hard on for the Brotherhood, just like the people over at BBC have hard on for the Daleks all the time.
They're not the worst guys.
Yeah.
No, okay, I got you.
Listen, so Joe, I know you don't have a lot of the lore knowledge. So the Brotherhood of
No, I
Steel was created because of the original leader Maxim felt that the government failed him.
Right.
He was
Yeah.
It's
his
clear
group.
this is the military. What happened
Yeah,
to the military?
Sort of,
after
yeah.
this?
So
Happened
yeah,
to-
and he was I think a colonel or something like that, or captain. He was a captain of his group, and they were protecting a scientific base, research base. And it turns out that they were creating a product called FEV, which is it was basically they were trying to create superhumans.
Fourth
And-
evolutionary virus.
Yeah, and so but it fucked up a lot of people. And then when the soldiers found out, they killed the scientists basically.
Yeah,
and
that's-
so
yeah.
their whole being, at least when it first started for the Brotherhood, was that they wanted to gather the technology that was available, was left of it, and keep it to themselves so that other people couldn't use it. They turned into a group of people that hoarded technology and gate kept it.
Yes.
So it was started with the best intentions, but it turned into more of we're going to take all the technology and no one else can have it because we're the Brotherhood of Steel,
Right.
and we'll fuck you up if we don't.
Yeah,
that's what basically what it turned into.
E. Clay Thomas says cowardice is a running theme in this show. I would not disagree with that. There is a subtext that a lot of these people are afraid. And you know what? A nuclear war would tend to do that to people, I would believe. Yeah, they're afraid that they're not going to survive. And plus, you know, when you see the people, the vault dwellers, you know, like Lucy, okay, she doesn't know shit. It's kind of like, I hate to say this, it's kind of like my daughter. Book smarts from hell and back, but boy, common sense, no, it's not really, you know, sometimes it's not there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
naive and
exactly.
you know,
Yes.
just I'll take you at your word.
Right, yeah.
while you betray me
she
for the
learns
10th
really
time.
quick. That's not a good thing to do, right? By the time she runs into Maximus, man, she's just like,
every stranger has tried to kill me.
Right, tried to kill me. What the why should I listen to you? Yeah.
I think why a lot of people think that the Brotherhood are good guys is because of Fallout 3 and Elder Alliance, which is a splinter group. They're split from, technically they would be Brotherhood outcasts.
And I can't talk to you about it because you haven't seen the
yeah, we're kind of handicapped.
Look, the last part, just to give you guys a point of reference, the end of episode 6, and the only reason why I know this is because I watched the first 6 episodes, kind of like Knock likes to, binged it, and then I watched the other 2. Episode 6 ends whenever she discovers all the freaks in Vault 4. And she gets taken captive. That's the cliffhanger ending at the end of that one. To give you a point of reference, not to tell anything past that. I kind of feel like, from what I've seen, maybe that might happen. What you're talking about in Fallout 3, there's been indications that something like that might happen, John.
Fucking E-Play.
An off show, you know.
There was a joke about that in the show too.
She may be naive, but she can poop. She can pop a pimple, if you know what I mean. That is some funny shit. Yeah, that is funny. My God, yeah, that was funny as fuck. He didn't want to jump her because he's afraid his dick was going to explode. That was fucking funny as hell. It really was. I about fell out of my chair laughing. But I got to say, my favorite character in this whole damn thing is the guy that knows nothing about Fallout, the Ghoul. I love this fucking guy. He is awesome. All right. I love this guy.
He can go either side.
He's the cowboy of this thing, man. He's the bounty hunter.
He's the gray.
Yeah, pretty much. But he has missions. We find that out. He does. He really is on a mission for himself. But you don't find it out until later on. But yeah, man, this guy right here, he gave her up to the fucking organ farmers, didn't he? Jesus Christ, he just gave her up.
and what was so great about that is we got the golden rule of the wasteland: thou shalt not be distracted by bullshit. You know?
Yeah.
And that's how that is the bottom line of Fallout, Joe. Is that I think you played Skyrim, haven't you?
That's Skyrim too.
No, I haven't. I've watched you play it plenty of times.
Starfield,
but I've never played it.
I'm trying to think of what game you have played that I can. But basically, look, you're trying. The storylines in all Bethesda games are basically like maybe 8 to 10 hours long, right? They're not very long.
Right.
The hundreds of hours, and I'm not kidding on at least 100 hours that you could do of content in all of these games individually, comes from getting distracted with something else. A piece of candy, and you're literally distracted and going on. Oh, I'm just going to clear this one building. Turns into next 3 hours are gone by, and you still probably haven't even searched the whole building. Like Bethesda games are the ultimate. I'm distracted and go do stuff.
Yeah.
And when they added that line, I really enjoyed that line when you said that. So
I was fixing to say, how are the Easter eggs? I've heard the Easter eggs are great in the show.
Amazing.
Oh yeah. Dude, when me and Kay were watching it, like in the first minute or so, I was like, they got this, and she was like, calm down. I'm like, look, they got this right there.
what I thought was funny as hell, and the reason why I love the Ghoul is, you know, he I love the backstory. I mean, it's prevalent from the beginning of the show. He was, you know, he was at a birthday party when the nukes went off, right?
Yeah.
And everything. The fact that he's the thumbs up guy, that's him, right? He was the actor that did all of that for the
Fallout
Tech,
Boy.
you know.
Oh yeah,
That's
and
the
that's the thing. We finally figure out who was the Fallout Boy.
Yeah,
the
it's him.
origin of him.
That's
it was him.
you know, and I thought that was cool as shit.
Yeah.
And John, I really can't wait. You're going to have to give us a report on what you think of the last 2 episodes.
Yes.
We're going to have to finish this conversation next week.
Yes,
because
we're going to have to finish this conversation next
There's
week.
certain lore I can't talk about right now.
Right.
And it's tearing me up inside.
Especially that, I will say this, especially that last episode.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But anyway, we're going to do that. But I got to tell you guys, being a normie, watching all 8 episodes, I don't know if you guys saw what I put out on Twitter. I put that thing of the kid with the bowl saying, "Please, sir, may I have some more, sir?"
And this is what
it's great. I dig it, man.
And what's funny is greenlit, but it's going to be greenlit.
Well, they got
it's totally going to be green.
They got like 25% cap tax rate.
Yeah.
In
So this is true what she said. We accidentally watched the second episode by mistake, and we thought it was the first because it was so well written. We didn't know it was the second episode, and I'm like, "Hey, babe, wait a second. We just went back and so we had to go back and watch the first one,
right?"
And it was like, wow, the second episode was so done well. We didn't even know we were watching a second one.
And this, I got to tell you, this isn't a lowering of the bar for me. I really enjoyed this show. I thought it was really good. I will tell you this: if you haven't watched it, it's not for the squeamish.
No, it's not.
There's a lot of gore in this.
Yeah, this is not for kids. This is not.
There's a lot of bloody.
A lot of kids are going to watch it. It's not meant for kids.
Yeah. Let's see. Eclay says John is going to lose it when Godzilla shows up at the end. Oh, sorry.
Dude.
Didn't mean to spoil it.
Yeah.
John, dude, there's Godzilla, and then King Kong comes out of the bag, and then
speaking of that, I didn't get the article up, but apparently I saw a headline, and we'll have to check it out, John. Apparently, Kong is going to show up on Monarch season 2.
Get the fuck out.
So, yeah.
It would make sense the way
it would make sense.
Yeah. So
no, but I think this is a great show for like those that even if you're not in Fallout, like I told you guys in the text that my parents binged it on Saturday. Like my parents have watched Fallout before John has. It's incredible.
Wow,
that's how, and they know nothing. Of course, they know nothing about it. But it also people are so starved for it, and luckily, unlike other shows, you have 3 awesome games. The first 2 are kind of whatever. Nobody's going to play that as far as just casual gamers is going to play the first 2 Fallouts. They're top down, very, very retro, and they're not.
Oh, but the first 2 games are, especially the second one, is very dark.
But people aren't going to play. Not like as we see in the numbers. Fallout 4 is the most modern one, and it's getting a PS5 upgrade here soon. And you got Fallout 76.
And it's on the 25th of this month
and Fallout 3.
So for
you actually have adventures that you can create your own, and that was really cool. That one of the interviews they did with Ella, is it Ella Purnell? I'm trying to burn her name into my head, but I keep failing. But the actress.
I just closed that. Damn, dude.
I can't even remember her name either.
It's like Ella Purnell.
Call her Lucy.
I'll pull it up.
I don't know. I want to learn her name. I want it burned into my brain because I want to watch her other stuff.
Yeah,
but
she is gorgeous. She's my kind of girl, man. Yeah.
She's like, it's weird that I created a character that looked like me, and then I played in this, and then I dressed up and played myself in a game that's based on not based on, but I'm also in a movie playing that character, and it's very surreal. I thought that was very interesting.
Her name is Ella Purnell.
Ella Purnell, yeah. I'm trying to burn that into my brain.
Right. Here, we've got Miss Peregrine's Home of Peculiar Children. Kick-Ass 2, apparently she was in.
I think she was one of the math people. I don't think she had a big part in it.
No, she didn't.
Never Let Me Go.
I think her biggest one is Yellow. There's a show called Yellow Jackets.
Okay.
And then there's an anime. That
Oh
people
yeah,
really like
okay.
around.
Yellow Jackets was a big show there for a little
Yeah,
bit.
Yellow Jacket, and I think there's a new season coming for Yellow Jacket.
Oh,
Oh,
this
she
girl's
was
gonna
the-
make
she
the
was-
circuit. She's gonna make the Comic-Con circuit. She's a voice on Invincible. What the hell?
Yeah, I didn't
I
notice
think
that.
I think that season it's one episode. Just
Mhm.
yeah, let's temper expectations on that one. But she's in another anime that people really like. I think if you scroll down, I think I forget what it's called,
Okay.
but it's on Netflix. Arcane. Yeah, Arcane.
Arcane.
Is a pretty big. Yeah, she's.
That is a fantastic show.
I
love
haven't
the
watched it yet,
She's
but
the
I plan
voice of
to because of her.
Jinx, so,
Oh, you need to, buddy. That's a good
Yeah,
show.
yeah. But I think
Yeah.
another season's coming out soon or something like that. Even though
Yeah,
it's-
Arcane. That's
So-
League of Legends, isn't it? Yeah.
Yep.
No
Yeah.
shit. That's good stuff right there, Knock. You need to watch that. Yeah.
she was
I
also
have
in the
been
Army of the Dead with Dave Bautista.
Yeah, but
You know, it was kind of a whatever movie,
Equally
but
said
she's in
she
that
was
one
an
too.
Alita Battle Angel.
was she? Oh,
I think he's saying she looks like a leader from Battle.
Oh, okay.
Oh, she looks like her. Yeah. Well, I
She
got
could be if there was a live action.
Yeah.
Alita Battle Angel. Oh, there was a
Just
there
the
was a
eyes.
live action one. Yeah.
Yeah, there
Like a
was. There was
cartoon
the
live
new
action.
one.
Hang on.
Yeah,
that-
no, I just meant she looks like. 'cause
Oh,
of
okay,
her
okay,
big
yeah,
eyes.
okay.
Yeah, I knew you. I got you, Clay. I got your back.
Yeah. I don't think that's her in that movie though. Let me look.
No, it's not. It's not.
Yeah,
at all.
No.
I didn't think so.
He's just saying he looks like her.
Okay. So yeah, give me some more, man. I dig it. I dig what I'm seeing. Yes, I can completely understand the guys that are really hardcore fans not liking some of the lore breaks in it. But from a normie's perspective, I got to tell you guys, the world building in the show is awesome. You've got three different, for lack of a better word, factions. You got the people that are survived on the surface, including the ghouls, right? You've got the Brotherhood of Steel, and you've got the Vault Dwellers. And I don't know, are we going to see other
just
factions?
what you know about. No, that's just what you know, Joe.
Right.
You got
This
the
is all I've
Enclave,
been introduced
you
to.
got-
This is all
yeah,
I
you
know.
got the Enclave, you got the NCR proper. Because the NCR was in the group, but most of them got wiped out. But they,
Yeah.
you know, they we'll see what happens because they kind of
NCR would never die.
But
The NCR would never die.
and then you got the Minutemen. You know, don't forget about the Minutemen.
Yeah.
You know, that's only Fallout 4, but you know,
But how
settlement.
many-
Minutemen, man. That sounds cool.
Oh yeah,
That's cool. You know I like Minutemen, dude.
Joe,
Yeah, so
Fallout
when-
4 would be the first one that you play.
yeah.
It may be harder after you play that to go back and play the older ones, but you're okay with retro games. But Fallout 4 is based in Boston, Massachusetts.
Yeah, David's told me all about it's got the history of the revolution in there and all
absolutely.
kinds of things.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome. Freedom Trails in there. That's what I'm
Yep.
talking about. Yes.
Now
Yeah.
the reason
Now I'm
like I
hyped to
said-
play it. Yeah.
Right, yeah, and I know just so you know, Joe, that the biggest like difference is that broke off this timeline from ours was they didn't have the transistor, and so that was the breaking point of our timelines basically.
Well,
so
they
because
did
of that,
eventually develop the transistor, but it wasn't.
It was
until
way
like
too late, though. Yeah, it was-
2065 or something.
yeah,
Good
way
to
too
see you,
late.
Roman of the Empire. Good to see you.
So
brother.
because of that, a lot of their stuff became more resource intensive, especially on fossil fuels.
Jason.
And
Hey, Jace. Hey, Roman. What's up, man?
Hey, so that's what led to 2060s and stuff like that. That's when Chinese and America went to war and fighting over resources that led to the battle in Alaska for the last remaining resources. We annexed Canada, stuff like that. And then in 2077 is when the bombs fell.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of the lore. And then you have 100, at least in America, you have 122 volts. And here's where the lore gets really crazy. Only 17 volts were designed to actually save and protect and do what they were intended to do, which was to be the survivability of have humans survive the nuclear war. The rest of the 122 that were not were all experiments for the big companies.
And they actually did say that in the show.
And the lore, you can literally go on
before.
TikTok and they'll have a lore of every vault. Yeah. There was, and they said it some of them in the show, but they got the one where they had a bunch of musicians in one vault, and
really
to make them go crazy, they played a little white noise, and slowly over time that drove them nuts, and they all killed each other. They had another one where the vault door wasn't properly closed, purposefully. So they wanted to see what would happen to the radiated people in that vault. Of course, they all pretty much died.
There was also one that they put sex addicts, drunks, and drug addicts in one vault, and to see if they would go clean. And then, like 15, 20 years later on down the line, they had this slide panel with like porn and drugs.
Yeah,
and
there was
liquor.
a stash.
It just all fell out. Yeah.
Wow,
Yep.
man.
Later on down the line.
Let me address our good friend Small Time Republic. It's good to see you, man. I can't wait to have you back on the show. I know you're dealing with stuff. He says hello. I walked the Freedom Trail about 10 years ago. I can't wait to do it myself. I never have, even though my father's from Boston. I have not been back there in a long time, man. It's been a long time since I've been there. He doesn't live there. He lives in Virginia, but he is from Boston, Massachusetts.
So if you're ever bored, Joe, and you want some more lore, look up
dude, apparently it's thick with it. You guys are
yeah.
telling me all about this.
Joe,
yeah.
In the private chat, I put a link to a video that has all of the actual canonical vaults listed, and it does list it includes the show in that the canonical list.
Yeah, about 40 minutes. Yeah, that's about right. Yeah.
Cool. Well,
so so you're basically it'll tell you, and some of them, there's still a lot of vaults out there that we don't know what they even did. There's no record of them
because
so far.
They said there was over 200 vaults.
No, 122.
It's 122. Okay. Official numbers is 122.
Wait. I'm going to say something because Knock, did you see what they said? That wasn't the number. Was given.
That's what they said on the show. It was 122.
Oh, I thought it was.
And then 17 was the controlled ones.
Okay, I thought it was a higher number than that.
No.
All I know is at one point, and this isn't a spoiler, but at one point they show the dots in America where all the vaults.
That's what I was talking about.
And it's a lot.
Yeah,
it's a lot.
122. Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. Why did you put it in private?
Yeah. Everyone else
okay, hang on. I got you covered, guys. Here it is. There's the video right there. It's in the chat now. There you are.
And so that's the vault lore. Yeah.
Let me make sure that the folks over on Rumble have got it as well. I'm pretty sure I got the Rumble chat over here. I did that on purpose because my good friend Real Wade Nation.
Wait. Real Wade Merch Nation.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He did tell me to remember the Rumble guys. He said no Rumble love. He was over there chatting with me the other day. Okay, so boys and girls, all I got to tell you about this show is I'm digging it. I'm looking forward to the rest of it. I can't wait to watch it.
And I'm excited that you haven't actually played the games because,
it is a new commodity to me. And the things I like about it, guys, we've got some great character development. Even though I don't really like the Maximus character, I understand his motivations. I do understand him. But the Ghoul I love, Lucy I love. Dude, keep it coming. Keep going with it. Whoever's writing it, keep writing it. Huh?
Left off the best character in the whole series.
What's that?
CX404.
CX404.
The goodest sport.
The dog. The
dog? Okay.
Yeah,
dog meat is in every Fallout there is. He's just it could be any dog. It's just dog meat.
This is dog meat.
Small Time Republic says the Apple TV show Silo reminds me of Fallout.
Silo's pretty good.
It has some of those same beats. Go back and read the books by is it Hugh Howley? Something like that. But
now, what the funny thing is, I've also been seeing videos in Backlash of because of how good Fallout is, people are complaining on how shitty Halo is.
Yeah.
Dude. I mean, look, I didn't even finish the first season of Halo.
I drudged through it, hoping it would get better, and it just kept getting worse. So.
Yeah. And guys, look, you do have homework this week. I mean, I don't know if you're aware of this, but Rebel Moon dropped.
Oh,
Did it?
The
shit.
second one.
Did
Yeah.
it? Part
Yeah.
two?
Yeah. Amongst all of this, the second one.
I have
dropped
to
it.
tell you, I will say that I'm not that excited for it because I want to see the rated R version coming out later this year.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
So
I don't want to watch this one.
That's why I haven't watched it, because I'm waiting for the
Yeah.
I'm
the
just letting
director's
you
cut.
know.
I'm
That just
definitely
tells-
going to watch the regular one, but
That tells you, first of all, how good this is. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's watching it. Hell, Knox watched it twice already. He dug it that much, you know. But
when did this drop?
the check Netflix. I'm pretty sure.
I
I'm
didn't
looking
even
at
know it
last
came
weekend.
out.
I literally did not know it came out
But
either.
anyway, I think it's number 3 on their service right now. It's not even number 1, you know. So, but
Great. Well, I'm
anyway,
going to watch that this weekend.
the
No,
things
coming
I like
Friday.
about it
No,
are
no,
the
coming
characters.
Friday. It's not
What's
out
that?
yet. It's not
Oh,
out
it's
yet. Coming
not.
Friday.
It's this Friday.
Coming
Okay.
Friday. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay.
I was about to say, what? No way Netflix
just
didn't
wanna
I
really
was
see
seeing an
notify
ad
me of
for it.
that.
I was seeing an ad for it on Netflix.
Yeah, I'm going to see the R-rated version of both. That's the reason why. I've been
Anyway,
waiting.
try and watch that before the next show so we can talk about it.
Yeah. This weekend,
but
for sure.
definitely want to get John's thoughts on the last 2 episodes so you guys can talk about what goes on in those. And just from this normie's perspective, I love the character development and I love the world building. This whole these 3 different factions, I want to learn more about them. I really do. I think all 3 of them have their merits and they've all got their drawbacks. You know what I mean? The Brotherhood of Steel seems pretty cool, but you know, they kind of beat themselves up sometimes, man. It's kind of weird, you know.
Yeah.
Now, I want to talk about what Roman put in there. He says, I think Amazon would have done themselves a favor by doing a weekly release instead of a big drop. Completely disagree with that. They didn't. Amazon doesn't get money from subscriptions like some others do.
No.
They would have gained nothing from the weekly drop. And the fact that they got this much publicity from this show, I completely disagree with the week-to-week. I hate the week-to-week stuff.
She did.
You know, it needs to stay this way, especially with it only being 8 episodes.
Yeah, it's a different thing with Amazon. I have to tell you, because they get most of the Amazon video accounts are because people get the
because they have
shipping.
the mail.
It's a free shipping
the,
thing.
So
yeah,
I
that's
have
why I had it.
Yeah,
I have a thing. They can put out such a good show like Fallout, but still fuck up Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I still haven't finished that.
By the same fucking company.
There's no reason to watch it.
Yeah.
Knock,
No,
really.
you don't need to
I'm
watch it,
telling
bro.
you, it's
watching
horrible.
that shit.
Oh,
I wish it was weekly, just
you
like
know what, Matt?
just to make
Matt.
Knock wait.
I don't want.
Yes.
I can't work with this guy anymore.
That's rude, right there, Small.
All right, guys, we're down to a half an hour left, and we do have another show we have to talk about.
What?
And it's I tweeted out this week that I watched something really cool, and then I watched something really stupid, and that would be Civil War, boys and girls. In my opinion, anyway.
The scene that
Knock
we never
and
get
I
to
have
see.
seen it. The other 2 guys haven't, but we're going to try and save those guys from
we watched
wasting
it
their
so you
time
didn't
with
have
this
to.
movie. We watched it so you didn't have to. That's it, exactly.
Should be-
Oh,
That'd
you
be like
didn't
a
want to
segment on the
watch
show.
Doctor Who? So
I think
people
Culture
could,
Casino's thumbnail for his review said it best. It was a picture of Kirsten Dunst with a camera around her neck, and it said "boring" in big capital letters. But apparently, the Rotten Tomato scores, the critics like it, and apparently audiences like it. Well, I don't really care. I actually have a different perspective than most people on this flick. I actually studied journalism in college, and I'm telling you, that ain't it. Everybody, I'm sure, went to this movie expecting to see something really cool, you know, a war going on and everything. And what you're basically getting is a road trip with a bunch of self-important journalists who are the stupidest bunch you've ever seen in your life. It's horrible. The only guy that's likable is he's older and he's a kind of large guy and he can't really.
He was in Dune as well.
Yeah, he was in Dune. He was one of the Mentats in Dune. And he's the only one that makes any sense in the whole damn movie, and he's only in there a few minutes, but he's and look, guys, I cannot tell you how many terms I can use to say this is a boring mess. It's one of those cases of a great idea
Mm-hmm.
and it's poor execution. Now let me show you something here, okay? I got these graphics prepared for the show because I really wanted to dig into this. We have StreamYard. Sometimes they piss me off.
Yeah.
And listen, if you're a photographer with dreams of grandeur, which I know 100% of the world is, this is the movie for you.
It is the movie for you. It is. It really
That's
is.
the majority of the world, right? You want to go into battle and be the hero taking pictures in battle, right? That's
First of all,
the
guys, the things you got to know about this flick. The director, Alex Garland, is British. He's not even an American citizen. He's viewing us. This is what he thinks our country is all about.
Yeah.
Okay?
You put California and Texas together, so we know he
That
doesn't
should
know
tell
anything
you
about it.
everything. This movie lost total credibility for me. But let's look at this map that they put out for the flick. Basically, you had the Republic of California and the Second Republic of Texas. These are independent states that work together against the loyalist states you see in white in the middle.
Oh fuck.
Now, the Western forces are the states up top there, and they ally together. And then you've got the Florida Alliance, and they're actually in a skirmish with the Carolinas, trying to get them to join them. So this is a war being fought on several fronts. As a
I
matter
don't
of fact,
think Arizona would be in the loyalist states.
look, okay.
Yeah, Arizona would.
This is the
side
problem with
Texas.
this movie. That's what I was going to get at. Yeah, you see, New Mexico and Arizona are together with everything up the eastern seaboard.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
That makes no sense at all either.
Yeah.
Alaska be up there like, I don't give a shit what you guys are doing.
Yeah.
Well, Alaska's loyalist. It's why. I'll show you this one. This is a meme that they made off of that map, and it's hilarious. Here you go. You know the defecation has hit the oscillation when Texas and California are allies, no doubt. Talking about shit hitting the fan. I love that meme right there. But they put this out, right? And then you see this article right here from Screen Rant. Civil Wars movies, American Map, and State Alliances explained. They do all this in this article. They explain everything I just told you. And they talk about the movie itself, and they say the two largest states in the Union, California and Texas, are depicted in Civil War as the Western forces, blah, blah, blah. And they'd explain all of this in this article, but they don't explain it in the fucking movie.
Yeah.
They don't explain any of this shit in the fucking movie.
Yeah, and in that map you showed.
You want out of this, you don't get. You don't get. You know what you hear? You hear little things here and there. Like one of the thing that made me laugh the hardest, Kirsten Dunst's character, who is this grizzled veteran photographer. She's
been in the shit.
photojournalist, which we all know that photojournalists these days don't carry cameras. They got iPhones and shit, and they shoot video. Okay, yep. First of all. So the other thing is this. She became famous because of pictures she took at the Antifa massacre.
Antifa massacre.
But they don't explain it. They don't tell you if Antifa attacked somebody or if it was right-wingers attacking Antifa, which is what I would imagine, because we all know Antifa guys just put a mask on and bitch slap people when they're not looking. You know what I'm saying? It's just, oh my God. You get articles like this explaining everything, but they don't explain any of it in the movie. They go into towns where okay, they're coming from New York. First of all, okay, there's so many stupid fucking things about this movie. I can't list them all, but there's a in the opening scene, it takes place where there's a water truck and people are trying to get water, and in New York City, which we all know the cities. If there was a civil war, supply chain problems, they'd be the first to collapse.
Oh, New York would be the first place to get fucked hard.
They're sitting there taking pictures of all this going on, and then somebody comes rushing in with an American flag, and it's a suicide bomber, blows up the fucking tank and everybody around it. First of all, no, suicide, no. There wouldn't be any suicide bombers. This is not the Middle East. This is the United States of America. we would try and take territory. We try to take those assets.
There would be
They'd
no
have been shooting
suicide
the guy's
then.
garden truck or something, and then drive it off. They wouldn't blow it up. You know, it was just dumb to me. And then here's the grizzled old veteran photographer walking through all these bodies, taking pictures of everything, not helping a fucking person. Not helping a fucking person. No, that's not. No, they would help somebody. They would help somebody if they were rolling around in pain. They would help them.
Yeah, they would.
They would get them to somebody.
I've seen
they'll take their pictures, but they're going to help somebody.
Yeah, I've seen people out here take pictures, but then they go to help.
There's on so many levels. This movie is so dumb. But this is the thing. The production value of it was really good for the little bit amount of money they spent. The big scene at the end of it when the Western forces are taking Washington, which, by the way, it may sound wholly unbelievable, but if Texas decides to secede from the Union, they've got Fort Hood, the largest armored post in the free world. It would be rather easy for them to take Washington, D.C. with that kind of firepower.
The thing is, if Texas leaves, so does a bunch of other.
Right. How will we fight a war? We are too busy looking at our phones. Yeah, I hear you, brother. But it is so silly, guys. Knock, I'm sure you can point out something silly you saw in it. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I don't want to steal all the thunder.
So the whole premise of the movie, yes, it starts out as it's basically a race. Okay. What I thought the movie was going to be was that we were good because there's a caravan going from the Western forces heading towards Washington, D.C. The news reporters that this movie follows are in New York. So the whole premise is them racing down to D.C. before the Western forces get there so that they can take pictures. That's literally the whole plot of the movie.
They want to interview the president. That's what they want to do
right. They want to get
before the Western forces get there.
This is the holy grail. This is the holy grail for them, is to get a picture of them questioning and get a quote from the president before he gets taken out of office. And to me, when I first thought of this movie, I thought we were going to be following the caravan, and we didn't see them until the end when they were invading DC. So to me, and then they, like the doctors and the nurses have like special wear that they wear to stand out and say, "Hey, I'm a non-combatant." These fuckers have vests that say they're photographers.
Yeah,
and that's their like, hey, that's their sign.
They do have that. Yes.
And but they're so pronounced in this when they're like, "Hey, I'm just taking pictures while there's gunfire going on."
Yeah.
And we're so brave, and we're going to stay behind. And the soldiers are like dragging them out of the way. Move, get out of gunfire, you idiot! You're taking. They're shooting right at us, so they're pulling them back and shit like that. I thought it was. I wanted to see a movie about the Civil War, and we got a movie about these
journalists,
photographers. That
it's Top Gun for journalists, trying to make them look heroic, and they fail on every level. These idiots are jumping from one car to another, driving down the road like it's a fucking frat party. It's so stupid. It is so dumb. But here's the thing that's frustrating about it. It had good shit in it. Like, for instance, they had to drive almost 1,000 miles to get to New York, get to DC from New York, because of all the mayhem that happened during the Civil War. There was no direct route south. They had to drive east and then come back west just to get there, right? And you see a lot of that stuff, like the highways. It looks like something out of The Walking Dead, man. Just cars everywhere, and on freeways and shit. And they come up, but at the same time, they come into towns where there's nothing going on. They walk into a store and this chick's acting like there's nothing. They ask her, "Hey, there's a Civil War going on, right? Rather crazy time." And she says, "Yeah, but we just figure we stay out of it." Well, guess what? They wouldn't be able to stay out of it because of the supply chain problems. There's no way these people would fucking stay out of it. They'd be going somewhere to get food and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? It's just silly to me. It was so silly. It really was. And here's the kicker, guys. This is the thing that just chapped my ass. It really did. And it's clear when you watch this movie that the president is supposed to be Donald Trump. And this was actually shot back in 2020, guys. Okay.
Oh, so yeah.
Yeah. It's clear he was expecting Donald Trump to win the election last time. Okay, because it's said in the movie that this president is serving his third term, right? Yeah, he's an unprecedented third term. The Western forces have a kill order on him.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Now, do you think that if they were going to take Washington, D.C., they would murder the president?
Hell no.
They would drag him through the streets and, as Knox said before we were watching the show, tar and feather him, right?
Yep.
No. The last scene in the movie is him getting capped.
Oh, that's bullshit.
And the teenage girl who witnessed the death of Kirsten Dunst right in front of her face.
Her hero now. Her hero.
Yeah, her hero took pictures as her body was falling on her.
Right. And then didn't do a fucking thing to help her, got up and followed him in to go get the picture of the president getting shot.
Yep.
Didn't do anything to help her. She took the bullets for her because her stupid 12-year-old ass jumped out in a hallway with Secret Servicemen shooting back.
Yeah, in the middle of the hallway.
And Kirsten Dunst, the grizzled old vet, jumped in front of it, took the bullets for her, and she doesn't even help the chick. Doesn't do it. It is so fucking silly on so many levels, guys. Oh, my God. But it's a great... I read the stuff in this article, and you see the map that I presented you, right? This looks like a cool concept. You know what I mean? I would love to see a movie about the stuff that's going on here, right? Mm-hmm. But that's not what we get. We get a bunch of elitist journalists saying how things should be and then just taking pictures of everything and, you know.
Dude, E-Clay is right what he just said.
What's that?
TDS porn.
Sounds like the movie is TDS porn.
Yeah,
watching it, the first thing that popped in my head was it's murder porn. This is murder porn.
It's murder TDS porn, man.
Yeah, it's
literally what it is.
Whenever they take the Capitol, that is shot really well. It's action packed. It's very cool.
Yeah, pretty cool fight scene. For sure.
Yeah, it was a cool part of it. But right in the middle of all this, one of the fucking journalists that hasn't been running with them. And by the way, journalists will be shot on sight in the Capitol. That's another thing that lets you know it's Trump. You're right. The fake news thing. Yeah.
Oh,
he doesn't want the
idiots.
fucking journalists around. They're going to be shot on sight.
Yeah.
You know. So right in the middle of this big firefight, another journalist that's not with them goes, "Hey, Lee," which is fucking Kirsten Dunst's character, and he's yelling across the street while the gunfire's going on. "Hey, don't beat me to the money shot," like they're a bunch of fucking frat boys.
Dude, bro, why would you even say that shit in that situation?
I'd be fucking keeping my head down and not getting shot.
They're not photojournalists, they're paparazzi.
Yeah, those no.
They were basically
a real journalist would have kept his head down and like tried to get the shot, saying nothing.
It was just guys, don't waste your time with this movie. Yeah, it's wholly unbelievable. Bullshit. I thought it would be like Red Dawn. You know, it'd be a cool action flick, right? And from hearing Knock, I think that's what he was looking for too. Yeah. A cool action flick, you know. And
I'm a fan of alternate history or alternate.
Right, no, but Red Dawn was awesome.
Red Dawn's a great movie. It's wholly unbelievable, but it's a cool movie, you know. Yeah. But man, no, this is not what you get with this one, guys. It's not, and I hate it for. And what sucks is there's talent here. The director does some great visuals. He does not need to write anything anymore. Not about the United States and what goes on here. He obviously doesn't get it. But there was a scary. You've seen all the best scenes in the trailer. The part where I can't remember the actor's name, where he's sitting there scratching his face. What kind of American are you? You know, there's everybody says what
really
state
good
they're
at
from.
Playing a crazy guy.
Yeah, he is good. They're actually unloading bodies out of a dump truck and throwing lime on them, and they're going to bury them. You know, it's a mass grave. And one of their buddies that was moving car to car during their big freaking frat boy party, says he's from China, and he caps him immediately, just shoots him right away. Says, "Oh, well, you're China, huh?" Blah, just kills him. You know, and it's obvious what they're trying to say there. You know what I mean? So it was definitely an America First moment. You could tell that this guy was what kind of message he was trying to send with the writing. But guys, the acting was on point. But you can't polish a turd. This was a bad story, and but I like the director's style. Everything looks great, But man, what a bad story!
Is it like
It's
Tommy
just a
Boy?
missed
Point of view-
opportunity. Really
It's from
was.
the point of view of people that we don't give a shit what their point of view is.
Yeah,
Yeah, we don't. You don't care about any of these guys. The only one you give a shit about is the old guy because he's the only one that's making any sense. He's flat out telling these people, do not go talk to them.
He
They are going to
wasn't
kill
taking
us.
any pictures, you know.
Yeah.
So it sounds
Yeah,
like
he's the
ultimately
writer.
it's an
He's the writer. Yeah.
Sounds like ultimately it's an anti-American movie.
Yeah, it's
Well, I mean, the guy doesn't know anything about America.
he
Like,
doesn't
that's-
understand our politics at all. You know, it's just
like he watched a cartoon about politics.
Yeah.
That's what he thought.
like you watched a
America was
cartoon
like.
about the United States. It was really weird.
A
man.
very
But-
distorted view of it. Basically.
yeah. Now that map I showed you, I love the lines. I'd love to hear the lore behind it, but you hear
Yeah.
none of that. You hear none of it.
Like you need the backstory and why everything happened the way it did.
Yeah, the only thing we
Like,
get is
I
the
will-
antifa or whatever the fuck that
Going
was.
back
We
to-
don't even
going
know
back
which
to-
side won the Antifa massacre.
Okay, going back to Fallout, which I'll bring Fallout again. Fallout
Mhm.
did a very good job at explaining why things are the way
They
they
do.
are.
Mhm.
You
They
know,
did. Yep, absolutely.
this happened over here. This happened there. They got nuked over here. This happened. There was. You wait because I was with Kay and we were like, some of the things you have to wait later on into the
Mhm.
series. Some of the
Yeah.
things they tell you right away, but it all makes sense at the end.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, it made sense to me. I understood it, but boy, it was just so silly. It really was. Anybody look, the final scene when they catch the president, he's under his fucking desk. Would he be under his desk? He'd be in the bunker, wouldn't he?
oh fuck no,
He'd be in the bunker.
Yeah, and
He's
you know,
under the fucking desk.
before they made it into the gates to get to the White House door, they sent out a decoy limo.
Decoy limo. Yeah. That
And
they destroyed
I
that
thought they
bitch.
were going to use it as a way to escape, like that was a decoy so the president escaped. No, why would you
No.
send a decoy and then not move?
Right?
Yeah.
Did you think the decoy was going to get away
It was so
from
dumb.
an army?
It was
Like-
so dumb on so
And
many
it turned out to be
levels.
like his secretary or some shit like that, and
Yeah.
and the bad the bad photographers went after the limo where Kirsten Dunst was like, I got intuition. That's not
minute,
the
yeah.
president. We need to go back
he's
to
not
the.
in
And
there.
she was the 1st one in the
Let's
gate,
go. Let's
and
go
then all
this
the
way.
military guys followed her. Like it was. Why? What would have been the point of that? If the president didn't escape, use that opportunity to escape. What was the point of sending that poor woman out to get killed?
Here's
Yeah.
the stupidest thing, right? Kirsten Dunst's dead, and the guy that plays Joel in it, who's her partner, basically,
Mhm.
the whole time. And like I said, these guys are good actors. They did a good job. They really did. I think this guy was on Narcos in the past, if you know that show from Netflix. But these guys have got the president on the deck, right? Got the guns pointed at him, and he says, "Wait, wait, wait." And they wait. First of all, they'd have been pushing that motherfucker out of there. Okay. They wouldn't have had the press there. And then he kneels down. He goes, "I need a quote." And the president says, please don't let them kill me, is what he says. And they pull the trigger, and that's the end of the movie.
If
It's
you
so
think
fucking dumb.
that there's not secret ways out of the White House that nobody knows about, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
Again, this guy's from he's not from America, so he doesn't know that
Yeah,
there's
he doesn't know.
there's
Yeah.
secret entrances and stuff.
I would
Okay.
love to see this movie remade by an American. That would be cool. That really would be cool. I think that would be fantastic.
It's called Team America. It's
Team
uh,
Yeah,
America,
yeah.
World Police.
It's a great movie. It's great.
America! Fuck
Oh,
yeah!
Hey Joe, do we
Okay.
need to start wrapping up? Because
Yeah, we're fixing to. We're fixing to.
Because it takes us a while to get out of here.
Any other ways we can tell these folks not to waste their time with?
Just don't
Civil
see
War?
the fucking movie.
All
No,
you
I'm
guys,
talking to knock. You guys. I've already helped you. I've
Yeah,
helped you.
You know I don't see shitty
The-
movies
the-
unless I
the-
like them. Yeah.
the cover of the poster, right? The one with the Statue of Liberty and the two snipers, not in the movie. There you go.
Hang on,
So
sorry.
literally the best picture that you could put on that Fallout fans would love this. Not in the movie
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah,
Not at all.
this right. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I should have thrown it right up there. Yeah, the movie poster is better than fucking movie.
Yeah.
Not-
Unbelievable.
They leave. They're not even in New York for very long. They're not even there.
No.
There's not even any snipers in New York. It's all down south. And so
All the fighting is going on
it's
south of them. Yeah.
so dumb.
It's-
Even their own poster is a lie.
It means nothing.
You know what? You know what would have been better? You know what would have been like more lore accurate to the movie if they weren't holding snipers; they were holding cameras up there.
Yeah, cameras. Yeah, if
It
they
would
had
have made
cameras.
much more sense. It would have made so much more sense.
Right. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. I was so let down by this flick, man. I really was.
Same.
Yeah. Okay, boys and girls, that's going to do it for this week. Remember your homework. Watch Rebel Moon this weekend. Let's find out if that's worth a damn. John, you've got 2 more episodes of Fallout.
I'll watch them tomorrow since I don't have my D&D game.
Right. Okay. Well, listen, boys and girls, I want to thank all of you for being here. I want to let you know what's going on with the channel. Of course, you're watching State of the Atmosphere, and we do this every Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Central Time. Next week, we're going to give you another pop culture update, let you know about the box office numbers and all that stuff. And we're definitely going to be talking Rebel Moon, and we'll get John's thoughts as a deep lorist. And actually, all 3 of them. We'll have listen to them discuss.
We didn't even get into the music that was in there.
Yeah, the music set up.
The music was perfect.
It was perfect. It set up the scene every single time, and it matched the scene.
So that's what we're going to do next week.
Yeah.
We're going to do a rap party on Fallout. So look forward to that next Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Central. And here in about 30 minutes or so, we're going to be over on Pop Culture Minefields channel. John and I will be there with Martin Acosta Santana, our good friend, watching him play Uncharted. It's the Lost Legacy they're doing right now. So
I won't be there tonight, but I'll be here for Mass Effect, so I have to do something.
All right. No problem. I got you. But yeah, we're going to be doing that at 8:00 over on Pop Culture Minefields channel. It's the first of 2 shows he does during the week for Pop Culture Minefield. Check that out here at 8 p.m. Central Time. And then at 10 p.m. Central Time, it's a new time, guys. I'm doing it an hour earlier because I'm really tired of being up till 3 in the morning. I have to unwind after these things. Because I do a little drinking.
What time is it at now?
I'm at 10 o'clock. I'm going to leave John's show just a little bit before
10. Is
he
it
gets
9
done.
o'clock my time?
10 would be 8 o'clock your time, sir. Okay. 8 p.m. is when I'm going to get started. Anyway, it's Papa Joe Gamer After Dark. Video Games, Cocktails, and Fails, part 3 of my playthrough of Mass Effect, which I am enjoying, guys. I'm enjoying. Then Friday at 1 p.m. Central Time in the afternoon, you can watch the 100th episode of Sketching the Privateer.
Yes.
I can't believe it's actually 100 episodes already, but I will be reading the Privateer's backstory, the little story that I wrote as his origin story. We'll be reading that and showing you a little bit of my journey so far and Sketching the Privateer in a video montage. So you guys come check that out. And plus, if I have any time, I'll work on some more drawings. So come check that out at 1 p.m. Central Time on Friday. And then at 8 p.m. Central Time on Friday, Knock joins John on Pop Culture Minefield to
and
play.
I will try to be there too.
You'll try to be there too? Okay.
Yeah.
And it's the Walking Dead Telltale series. I think he's playing through the whole thing, huh, John? Isn't that right?
Yep. He's doing everything.
So that's at 8 p.m. Central Time on Friday on Pop Culture Minefields channel. Go check that out. And then Sunday starts a very busy day for me with the Brothers Hack the Matrix. That's where my brother Highlander and I show you the clown show that is 2024 through the week's headlines. So come check that out. It's a news opinion magazine kind of thing that me and my brother do. Every Sunday at 5 p.m., the Brothers Hack the Matrix. And then we have an official start date for the MFR Roadhouse.
Yeah. Okay. So I am on the 28th. The Sunday is
last Sunday of April.
Sunday of the month. That is my birthday. I am gonna try to get the Roadhouse up and running on my birthday.
And don't expect it before 11 p.m. This is gonna be a late show. So 11 p.m. Central Time, which is 9 p.m. his time. Yeah. Don't look for it before then. But yeah, the 28th.
That will be my birthday. I'm gonna try to do a show in the morning for everybody that's in UK, European.
That's cool.
European thing, I'm gonna try just to have a little fun show to get Retro and everybody over. And you're
Let me know, man. I'll try and be there for you.
Everybody's invited there, and then try to do the Roadhouse.
There you go.
So,
on the 28th.
Yeah.
So look forward to that. Sunday the 28th at around 11 p.m. Central Time, okay?
Yeah.
And then Monday, it's back over to Pop Culture Minefield, and we're doing Gallipoli. It's was this in the 80s, John? I think it was the late 80s this movie was made, right? It was Mel Gibson pre-Mad Max, right? This is before Mad Max, I think. It might have been after. I'm not sure. But he was definitely he hadn't lost the Australian accent yet. That's for sure. But anyway, come check that out Monday morning at 10 a.m. Central Time on Pop Culture Minefield's channel. And then at 3 p.m. Central Time on Ryan Rogers Athay's channel, we'll be
81.
talking wrestling on Monday Nitrous. What's that, John?
January 1st, 1981.
January 1st, 1981. Yeah.
So it was after Road Warrior, but before Mad Max.
I was 6.
No.
Or reverse that. It was
reverse
after
that.
Mad Max, before Road
Strike
Warrior.
that. Reverse it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was after Mad Max and before the Road Warrior. Gotcha. Yeah. Okay, but this show comes on at 3 p.m. Central Time on Monday. It's Monday Nitrous with me and our good friend from across the pond, Ryan Roger Athay, and some other people might show up. The first 2 shows just been me and him. But we're going to talk about wrestling. So come check it out. It's about an hour-long show. Nice little thing before we do It's Only Talk and Roll on That 70s Rock Fans channel on Monday. Monday and Wednesday are my busiest days. I do 3 shows on both these days. So me and John are usually panelists on this one. John shows up when he gets off work. And I think we're doing a meeting of the comedy, the Cult of Comedy crew. Is that what he calls
Father
it?
Ted?
I think it's Father Ted. We're doing that British show. That's what he mentioned last time.
Awesome.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about it this Monday at 4 p.m. Central Time, unless he changes his mind. You know, Brian, he doesn't do it until like a day before. But anyway, check that out. 4 p.m. Central Time on Monday, and then Tuesday it's right back around to my channel at 10 p.m. Central Time for the first Papa Joe Gamer of the week. And this time I'm going to be playing some Force Unleashed 2.
Oh boy, I got to come in
so
here.
Look forward to that, dude.
You.
You would have had a fun time last night. I only did 2 scenes last night in wet.
Oh yeah, because I
took half the show. Listen to me. I took half the show finishing the thing where she's falling through all the airplane parts. The other half of the show, I was trying to avoid a minefield with my shitty controller. I still haven't gotten a new one.
So
but I'm getting a new one before next week. So
hey, me and Kay were watching Fallout last night, and then I get in Discord, Parrothead, he's like, Joe's fucking up the thing. I'm like, oh my god. I said to Kay, I said, they're gonna try to drag me over there. I'm like, we're watching Fallout. Fuck this.
That's right.
And then Parrothead keeps going, Joe don't know how to do this fucking game. He's fucking it up.
I do know how to do the game. You know my controller. It kept going. It kept sticking.
Blame the controller.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
I bet it was
I'll
lagging
do it the first run. Next time I play the game, I'll do it the first run.
Ever since that last update.
Yeah.
On the PS3, right? Okay.
Yeah, because we were doing stuff last night, watching Fallout. Like he kept texting me how bad you were fucking up last night on Discord.
I know. Parrothead, by the way, Parrothead was a joy last night.
Parrothead is good dude.
It was great. It was fantastic. It really was. Anyway, this week it's going to be on Tuesday at 10 p.m. Central Time. It's going to be Star Wars, The Force Unleashed 2, and then that's right back around to Wednesday and State of the Atmosphere.
That was the first game we and you played together, too.
Yeah. So, for myself, the Knox.
One more thing, Joe. I got to plug it real quick.
Go.
I know, but I don't want to wait until next week where it's literally the next day.
Yeah, I do need to make a thumbnail and get ready for it. Yes, I do. Yes,
I want to plug the draft. We're doing round 1 of the draft. We don't do the other rounds, but we're doing
right. If you guys watched it last year, yeah,
we're gonna.
John was actually there on the ground for us last year. Yeah,
sort of. Yeah, we kind of got him.
Yeah,
we got Robot John for a minute.
The internet was not.
Yeah, right. But we're going to have a special guest that night, too. Etep Wokian is going to be there, the guy that we did the WrestleMania.
Etep's awesome.
Etep is fantastic. You're going to enjoy him a lot, Knock. He loves sports, and he never gets to talk them. His channel covers horror movies and wrestling. He was an ex-wrestler himself, and he loves football. And when I asked him if he wanted to be on the draft show, he jumped at the chance. So, and my brother might be there that night too. I don't know. He might not. But we're definitely going to do it. If you guys want to see what we're talking about, go check out the pregame party playlist. You'll see last year's draft thing. We did a pretty good job of it. I actually did it to where I didn't have to cut a bunch of stuff out of it. We did a good job with it.
I think we just showed the players.
Again
we didn't show any videos or anything like that. I don't think.
Yeah, we showed pictures of the players, and that was it. I made sure I didn't show videos because I didn't want to get popped. Yeah.
Yeah, you can get popped for that.
But that is going to be Thursday, the 25th of April. That's next Thursday. It's a week from tomorrow.
That's a couple days away from my birthday.
Look forward to that, guys. Look forward to that. So, for myself, Noxter, Jed Revenwolf, and John Das Wolfen, I want to thank you guys for being here. And until we see you again, I want you guys to keep on keeping on. God bless. Oh, I pulled the trigger too fast.
You got one job, John. You got one job. Two more episodes. I swear to God. I swear to God, John.
He already
one fucking job, Joe.
He already bailed, man.
Oh,
he already bailed.
Son of a gun.
He's got a show to do. But I'll write his ass about it tonight. Boys and girls, we'll see you next time.